Pappy Hour, let's talk it out, What's it like? What's life all about? Oh, Pappy Hour, say your piece. Laugh at yourself, slap your knee. Pull up a chair, it's time for Pappy
Hour. Your hosts, Lucas Buddy and Eric Thompson. Ready for that riff? Whoa.
Wow. Alfred Hopton, everybody. This episode
is live. It is happening. It is loud energy.
If you love the
comedic.
movies of the 80s and 90s
and the music,
you
and
are going to
great sense of humor.
And a great sense of humor. You're gonna just enjoy this whole entire episode. I can't wait for you all to hear it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even saying anymore.
I don't want to say anymore. I don't want any spoilers.
Alfred Hopton. Listen to this one. It's great.
Cheers.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you. And again, thanks for all your flexibility as well. I think it took us, 18 months to get this scheduled.
I assume you guys are as professional as I am, so that kind of thing comes
Look
with
at our studio. It's against a wall in a house. It's fantastic, man.
It's lovely. I'm just, I freeload out of an office at a radio station.
Now you're cooking with high heat. That's perfect.
Yeah, look at it. I love it. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just schedules, being parents and stuff. Now, remind me really quick, you have, before we get started, how many kids you have? You have one kid?
One that I'm legally aware of.
Okay, yeah, same.
Yeah, well, you're in the music business. You never know.
I mean, it was I was a college cheerleader. Let me explain to you guys what college cheer camp really is about.
Now, hang on. I know you're in the SEC land. Were you a college cheerleader in the SEC?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
I wouldn't be bragging about it otherwise.
Wait, what school did you go to?
Then, sir, you have more than one child. No, I'm kidding.
So the school I went to is widely understood to be the greatest college football program of all time.
Auburn.
Alabama?
I just wanted to do
I'm going to cut this short. I'm cutting this short right now. I'm out.
Come back.
I don't know. What makes that even worse is my daughter is transferring from a prestigious East Coast performing arts school to go follow her boyfriend to that godforsaken college.
That godforsaken place. Hey, the only reason why I bring it up, my wife Kristen's family lives in Mobile. Gotcha. She went to UAB. She's a trailblazer.
Okay.
Her brother.
They don't really count.
Her brother.
They don't really.
Yeah, her brother was a mistake. He went to Auburn. That's why. Then, but Stacy went to Tuscaloosa, right? That's Alabama.
That's Alabama.
She'll let us know. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Well, we're gonna.
Where are you guys based? Where are you guys?
So we are in
Denver.
Lafayette.
Lafayette.
We're in Denver area, Lafayette, Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is Georgia, right here.
Yeah, Georgia native here. I actually all of my siblings. Most of my siblings are Alabama fans, and I don't care anything about sports, but I love seeing them get so hyped up about a ball game where it's just it means everything to them, which is great.
Yeah. And zero to you. We're just going,
no.
Wow. So that was a big play, a bad play.
I don't know.
What was that?
This is fun. I don't know.
How many points for a touchdown?
It's a touchdown, right?
So when does the home run happen?
I've learned a lot of lingo just so that I can not have to talk about it. I say enough that they just think I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
This goes right into what we're talking about. It sounds like before you were a dad. Yeah. Let's start it with cheerleading. Let's start it in the SEC.
Oh wait, are we rolling? Hold on, are we rolling?
We've been rolling.
We cut out
my hair. I haven't even. Yeah. I thought you were providing hair and makeup today. I really was not prepared.
No, that's why.
Where shall I begin? Yeah, where shall I begin? My pre-professional days in college, or when I started working?
Pre-professional days. We get an idea of what.
Okay, family
you
and dad.
up.
So
yeah.
Sure. Grew up in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
Wonderful parents. Grew up. Had a great high school experience. No problems with law enforcement or anything else. For that matter. And then had always decided I wanted to go to Alabama for college. Even though pretty much half of my family went to either Ole Miss or
Mississippi State.
the high school I went to, pretty much most everybody went to Ole Miss. But I did not want to go to high school all over again, so I went to.
That's valid.
I don't mean that in a derogatory, degrading way, because I have an affinity for the charm school.
Sure. Well, I got it.
Yeah. So, but most everyone from my high school went to what I refer to as the North Mississippi Charm School for Wayward Boys and Forlorn Debutantes, aka the Charm School. That's what I refer. I have nicknames for every school almost in the Southeastern Conference.
You must.
But I loved Ole Miss. I mean, have you guys ever had the fortune to go to a game there?
No, you know what? That is definitely what I've missed. I'm a Pac-12 guy, or was. I grew up following Stanford, so that was the extent. So but no, SEC. When you watch that's big.
So once upon a time in the '60s, the University of Mississippi used to produce more Miss Americas than All Americans, and that's not a joke.
Wow.
And I say this. The greatest collection of the most beautiful women in one place at one time isn't the red carpet at the Grammys or anything. It is an area called the Grove in Oxford, Mississippi, where they tailgate before the games.
Oh, yeah.
And growing up in college, you go over there for a road trip. You go, wow, the Ole Miss chicks pretty hot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then you graduate and you get over there and you're like, wow, these. The moms are pretty hot, and now I go there. I'm like, man, these grandmothers are smoking, and it just is. I have a friend of mine who's a big Pac-12 guy who works in the adult industry. And I took him to a game there, and he was even floored by what it was. He said, "There's nothing like this anywhere." I'm like, "I know, dude."
Interesting.
I see the talent.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent there.
Oh man,
just no one working. Yeah,
I remember a buddy of mine who went to Florida. He was just like, "Yeah, everybody's there just to get their MRS."
MRS degrees, handing them out. That's what that's about.
What does MRS mean?
Mrs. A degree of being a Mrs.
Yep.
So
I've been with a toddler all day, guys. I'm starved for adult conversation.
The letters.
I'm just like, what? I don't know. What does MRS stand for?
Funny. Yeah. All right, but here we go. You
graduated
Mississippi. You're like, I'm off to Alabama, man. This is Roll Tide. The greatest potentially the greatest football scene in the history of college football.
It's in the debate, fairly in the debate. So I was when I was in high school, I was a mascot my senior year, and so
what was the mascot?
A patriot. We had a big patriot head and the whole real mascot outfit.
You definitely give off mascot vibes. Like you're just like,
well,
thanks.
So and that's a compliment. I appreciate that. So I went. When I was in college, I was in a fraternity, a lot like Animal House. Like it was a collection of unique individuals, more freaks and geeks than face men. And our president was just like Bill Murray. He could talk you in any Bill Murray movie. Bill Murray always talks someone into something. Yeah. And that was Todd's special power. So Todd talked me into trying out for mascot. So I went to, and it's a 2-week clinic for you to try out. And so you spend the time in the big elephant outfit, walking around trying to figure out what you want to do in the outfit. And so did that for a week. And then we had the interviews. You do a interview with like 3 different people within the athletic department. The interview process. And so I did that on Friday, and then the next Monday I get approached by this lady, and she asked me if I would consider trying out for the mic man. And the mic man is the guy with the microphone that prances around in spandex and
the
whatever,
bullhorn and everything. Yeah.
So I realized, hey, they see high quality facial talent when they recognize
That's
it.
right.
Because they said that guy's too good looking to put under a big mascot.
We can't put this guy under a huge
or
head.
he's effing loud.
That might be it. I'm gonna go with the good looking, but you might be on
Oh gosh, I wasn't there, so I'm certain that
I mean, you got a great smile. You got a great smile.
You're kind. You're kind. So I did what they told me, and I tried out for Mike Man, and I got to be Mike Man, and it was great. So I was a Mike Man in 1989, and it was my sophomore year. And we went to the Sugar Bowl, lost to Miami, and then sadly, after that, my academic.
That was Gene Stalling. Sorry. Yes.
No, that was Bill Curry. Bill Curry, we lost. This was Bill Curry, 1989.
Okay. Stalling won.
And then Stallings was after that, correct?
Yes. Okay.
So
sorry.
Absolutely.
Did not make my grades, so I had academic probation, which, as fate would have it, turned out to be a benefit, because then a few years later, when I was back on the squad, Gene Stallings was the coach,
right?
And we won a national championship, beating Miami in the Sugar Bowl.
Miami.
It worked out.
That was a great game, by the way. So, I do remember it, believe it or not. I am an avid football fan, but what I love about the probation, Animal House, double secret academic probation. Man, dude, you were living Animal House. This is fantastic.
I was Pluto. It's so funny because
we dance with your dates. Yeah,
I get asked, like, when I tell people I was in college for 5.5 years. Right. I like to go, but if you count summers, it was 7, and I was on the Belushi plan, because that's when he goes 7 years of college down the drain. Yeah, I know my Animal House.
Yeah, I love that movie. That is a top 5 for sure, if not.
Did you see the Netflix scripted movie about the guy that made it? Will Forte plays the guy who was with the National Lampoon, and it goes through the entire. I forget what it's called.
I know what you're talking about.
It's a phrase from the film, where Wormer says something about you're pathetic and going through life, or something.
Yes, I'm gonna have to check that. That's gonna put it on our list.
And Will Forte is so clever.
Love that guy.
So great.
Arguably one of the most underrated SNL
100%
ever. Arguably
100%. All right, so now you get through your 5.5 years, 7 years.
I've hit rock bottom. I have nowhere to go.
Perfect time to meet someone and change your life.
So it's funny you say that. So what happened was, when I was at Alabama, so I don't know if it's still in existence, Alabama used to have a booster club, not an alumni group, but a booster club from a place called Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. They were called the Bridgeport, Pennsylvania Booster Club.
Do you need a car? Yeah, we'll get you a car, sir.
Sir. If you were, these gentlemen were in mostly the import-export business, waste management. Their names were Vinny, Moochie, Johnny Three Fingers, guys like that. None of these guys apparently, I think, really had any connections to Alabama except financially successful gambling operations that they won. And maybe they were just big Joe Namath fans from the Beaver Falls days.
Sure.
Who knows?
So, but there was one guy in this group who was my own age. He was just a young guy that grew up loving Bama football.
Oh, that's great.
And he would come down for games, and he and I got to be good buddies. He moved to New York to be a bonds trader. And I had a communications degree because me talk good. And so I ended up saying, hey, I'll move in with you when you get to New York. So he went ahead and got to New York, and I was going to move in with him, but he went ahead and got in place. So in the pre-internet, this is for your younger audience, in the pre-internet days, before you could just Google something, you had to go to places called bookstores and buy books on how to get a job in New York. And you bought books like where to send your resume to in New York, how to send a resume to New York. These giant books that you wasted money on to just blindly send pieces of paper to, as if that was going to get you your job.
And those books were also sponsored by Three Fingered Vinny. And,
yes. They had something to do with publishing.
It's a gamble.
Yes. So while I goofed around for, I don't know, the year 1994, most of 94 and into 95, but it was around Christmas of 94, a friend of mine from church had a cousin in town, and he lived in Los Angeles. So I ended up going grabbing a beer with this guy. Guy's name is Orion. And Orion was working for a management company called Ivy Management. And so we're just sitting there chit-chatting, and I go, all right, so who's some of the clients at Ivy Management? He goes, Louis Gossett Jr., James Coburn, Mark Hamill. And when he says Mark Hamill, I literally, but jokingly, leapt across the table at him and grabbed him, went, Luke Skywalker?
I almost jumped out of my seat, and we're across the country from each other. I was like, what?
So he was like, hey, back off me, pal.
Hey, come on, be cool, be cool.
We had a great talk. It turned out so he was originally from Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi. We both love Elvis. He loved 9 Inch Nails. I can't stand 9 Inch Nails. I love Van Halen. I think he's lukewarm on Van Halen. Right. But we got along, right?
Oh, yeah. So you had some connection points.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah.
We got Mark Hamill, baby. We got Mark Hamill.
So he gives me his phone number, he gives me his card, and says, "Hey, if you're ever in LA, let me know." It's like, I'm still planning to move to LA, but this is the thing. So about a few months later, I get home one night, and if you guys remember, USA Network used to run movies back to back, the same movie, East Coast and West Coast prime time.
So Under Siege 1, Under Siege 2.
Right. Well, no, it just Under Siege back to back. So that, it was the same movie, just back to back. So East Coast would get it in prime time and West Coast.
Right.
So I get home one night, and it's the tail end of a Michael J. Fox movie called Light of Day. It was him and Joan Jett played brother and sister in a Cleveland bar band. Okay.
And the best line that Joan Jett gives to, she goes, "Dude, you got a bad attitude." And he goes, "What? A bad attitude?"
Oh my God.
Like, oh my
bad attitude?
So you remember.
I'm using that this week.
You remember. So I caught just the tail end of the movie where they're doing the closing song, the Springsteen song, Light of Day, and the credits are rolling. And I noticed one of the names in the band, one of the bands, was Trent Reznor. And
oh my gosh, no kidding.
That's that guy in that band I'm not a fan of. Right. So I watched the movie and I get to it, and there's Trent Reznor with like blonde flock of seagull hair playing tom-toms in some sort of new wave band. Like it was not the brooding artist. So I pick up the phone. I call the phone number for Orion Williams. Like, "Yeah, hey, buddy, your little Bob Reznor, he's a poser." And click, leave that message. So then we ended up talking, and I ended up flying my girlfriend, who was still in Alabama, and I out to L.A. for her spring break in '95. Nice. First real visit to L.A., and I was like a dog on the way to the country with its head up against the glass. I can't believe I'm going to Los Angeles.
Totally.
And the girlfriend, who's a Air Force brat, she's been all over the place.
Sure.
Her. So she's
napping.
This wasn't a big deal to her. I got to LA. I absolutely loved it. Put her back on a plane 3 days later, and I ended up just kind of finding out this is where I wanted to move to.
Yeah.
And keeping the theme about films from our youth, if you remember a film with Sean Penn and Robert Duvall called Colors that came out, great soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
Yeah. Funny joke.
The movie,
yeah.
My feeling watching that movie was on every street corner in all of Los Angeles was somebody with a red or blue bandana on their head slinging rock. Yeah. And it's not. At least then, it really wasn't like that.
Was not like that. No.
And so I loved LA. So I ended up moving to LA and was going to stay at my friend Orion's place. But Orion decided he was going to move back to Houston.
Of course.
So I ended up paying a friend of his and a buddy became a friend of mine just to kind of stay on his couch until I got my own place. So in the meantime, my goal of either being a stand-up comedian, actor, or whatever, were just kind of still hovering about. Mm-hmm. But one day I walk into, have you guys ever been to Los Angeles?
Oh, yeah. I got family all over it.
Like once or twice, but I really enjoyed it.
I went there every year, multiple times as a kid. So, yeah.
There's a great Mexican restaurant on Beverly called El Coyote. They have great little Cadillac margaritas. So I decided me and Graham were going in there for lunch or drinks or whatever. And as I walk in, this was in olden times when they just had rows of free magazines and circulars out front. And I pick up one called Working World. It's a job hunting magazine. Oh, this will great. This will get me a gig. So I'm thumbing through it. I'm thumbing through it, and there's an ad that says, "Be an assistant to a celebrity. Call this number." And I'm going, oh yeah, there's my Oscar right there.
Let's go.
I go be Tom Hanks's assistant for 5 years. I thank the Academy in 8. That's how you do it. So I call the number. It was a temp service, and they put me in the mailroom at a PR firm called Rogers and Cowan, which I had no clue was the biggest entertainment PR firm in the country at the time. So I ended up getting a job in the mailroom, and I wore a tie into the mailroom every day. The CFO loved it. The guy that was the head of the talent department would give me his sports section because he was a Bruin and I could talk basketball and football, and he loved that. So I was in good with a lot of people there, and an opening came up in the film department for me to go be the assistant to a woman named Jane. And I went and interviewed with her, and it went great. I interviewed with a woman that ran the department. It went great. So Friday before Labor Day, I was learning how Jane wants her messages and all this other stuff. And then the Monday I'm back. I'm in the office in my suit and tie. I'm in the film business.
Yes.
Jane was fired over the weekend.
Oh no!
Yes. Apparently, a press release went out that wasn't supposed to go out, and it turned out you found out years later it was somebody else that screwed Jane over, and it wasn't even Jane's fault. But Alfred went back to the mailroom. As fate would have it, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because 3 months after that, an opening came up to be an assistant to 2 women that both ran 2 different PR departments. Normally, you wouldn't want to do this, but it was time to get out of the mailroom. And I kind of knew them already. One was kind of a talent publicist, but the other one did music. And her clients were the Grammys.
Trent Reznor.
Well, no. But wait. Yeah. You're close. Okay. You're in the same ballpark. Grammys and music acts, but she repped Sammy Hagar. And I was a Van Hagar head.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Diehard Van Hagar. So I was both their assistants, and the one lady was like, she had an assistant that screwed her over, so she was very protective of her clients and her Rolodex and everything. And the other one was just like, hey, will you call Sammy and write a press release and do this and blah blah that? And I was like, call Sammy Hagar. So ended up doing that. Ended up working for her and did music publicity. And speaking of Sammy Hagar, so my boss, there was a 70s glam rock band called The Sweet. Love is great. Like Oxygen, Fox on the Run. She married their bass player. So they had adopted a baby girl, and they flew to London for his parents to meet their new grandchild.
Wow.
While they were there, and I'm sitting at my little assistant desk, the phone rings, and I pick it up, and it's Sammy Hagar.
Yes.
And Sammy goes, here's what we're going to do. And I was like, what do you mean what we're going to do? And I ended up writing the whole Creative Differences press release for him getting kicked out of Van Halen.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. So it was just I was getting stabbed. And the George Thorogood classic, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer.
Yeah.
Okay. So after I did all that stuff, I went to my favorite watering hole and literally was just pounding 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer until they had to carry me out crying. Oh, my favorite band. And so, So I got to do that and did music publicity for 5.5 years.
Okay.
You lived so many lives before you became a dad.
Dad. And I always wanted to be a dad. Since we're on the theme of dads, I still kind of always wanted to be a dad. I was never dad averse, but this was too much fun.
You were living beautifully.
Yeah. I mean,
in LA, getting paid. Sammy Hagar. The closest thing I got to Sammy Hagar was we went a bunch of friends, 94, I think it was, his 40th birthday at Cabo Wabo.
Down in Cabo.
Yeah. It was great. Stephen Stills was there, Guns N' Roses, some members of Guns N' Roses, and
Matt
Metallica.
Sorum. He's pals with Matt Sorum, the drummer from GR.
Yes.
And I'm sure he's flush with Slash. Everybody likes Sammy.
It was great. It was good. Yeah, Alice in Chains too. Got to hang out with Jerry Cantrell. That was a neat experience.
How long before you became a dad? How old were you when you finally had your kid?
Well, the one he knows about.
The one that you know about.
I was 37, so I was 12 years basically living from before having a kid. The other benefit of this was the guy that gave me his sports section every morning. He was the talent publicist to Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, John Travolta, Steven Seagal, and a ton of others. Yeah. And so I used to have to go to a bunch of events with John Travolta. Travolta's wonderful. There's nothing bad to say about John Travolta. Yeah. He was if you ever worked with him or meet him, he's a gregarious guy. He likes to hug. He'll say, "How are you?"
Very cool. Love hearing that.
Totally a nice guy. Got nothing bad to say about him. And most of them were. Some of them have their faults.
Sure.
Steven Seagal.
I was just gonna say,
if you were the babysitter or a woman, you were in peril. But if you were a dude, and you said, you treated him with respect, he was fine.
He wouldn't break your arm.
Yeah.
No,
no. He was one of my dad's favorites.
Totally. So you've done this for 12 years now. Did you meet haphazardly this individual? Are you married to this person?
Yeah,
the mother of my child.
Yeah, the mother of your child.
So what happened was towards the end of 2000, the year 2000, my mom had leukemia, so I moved back to Mississippi.
Gotcha.
Okay? moved back to Mississippi. She ended up doing okay, but then 3 years later, after I'd moved back to LA, I worked at Access Hollywood, the TV show. She ended up passing, so but I was able to stay in LA, and then I would go home to Mississippi to visit my dad, and other family there. So in 2006, I went home over Easter. And one of my things that I've started to do for myself to maintain my girlish figure is I don't drink unless it's football season.
Right.
So usually around, I go dry after the Super Bowl or the national championship game.
Yeah.
It just depends. And then I go dry until Labor Day. And when that Alabama first game kicks off,
it's on, boy.
It's on.
It's on.
So what happened was I went home for Easter, did not go drinking. I'm with some friends, and I'm like, hey, what are we doing? What are y'all doing? And they go, we're going to a keg party. This guy wants to be a rapper. And I was like, well, okay. I mean, I want to be rappers in LA anytime, but I'll go. So I go and I meet this woman that turns out to be the woman that would sire me a child. So she lived in LA. She lived in Mississippi. So it was a great long distance relationship. I could come home and see my dad, spend a long vacation week there, or she could come out for a week to LA. And it was going great.
Yeah.
So I go home over the Christmas holiday, and I was going to head back like the 4th or 5th. And the morning of the 3rd, I wake up, and I was at my girlfriend's house, and I wake up and I turn on the TV. And like any red-blooded American male at that time, I turn it on to ESPN.
ESPN, you got to, yeah.
And on the bottom of the screen, the scroll, it says breaking news. The University of Alabama has hired Nick Saban as their head football coach. And I thought to myself, how could the day get any better?
Yes.
Well, later that afternoon, I'm playing video games with my nephew, and the phone rings, and it's my girlfriend. And I'm like, hey, honey, what's going on?
Oh, no.
Hang on just a second. I gotta wipe this guy out.
What did you just say?
Yeah, you're what? And you guys may be past having to go through this experience now in your lives, but if you ever impregnate a young lady or old lady, and she tells you over the phone that she's pregnant, you may be in trouble because you don't know if she's going, I'm pregnant, or if she's going, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, it's really hard hard to tell body language when you can't see everything. And and you're like in the zone of whatever game you're playing, and you're on the high of Nick Saban, and you're just like, just a really pivot.
I haven't been this far in Mario in forever. So can you hang on? Let me call you back in 20 minutes.
So, So what's going through your head at this point? Are you excited because you said you wanted to be a dad?
I was excited. I'm very much for children, and I was not expecting. My hope was that we would have I was thumbs up, not thumbs down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was very thumbs up on this, and luckily so was she. So
good.
So where was I? I was working for a big PR firm, and one of my clients was the WWE. I got to work for them for a year.
Fun.
That was great. It was but seriously, if you plan on working for the WWE, you better upgrade your suit game. They do not allow you to not be properly wearing
fitted.
No, you got to be. You got to show up right.
You do. Oh, it is run. Oh yeah. But it was fun. Like I got to watch wrestling and get paid for it. And that was fun. So I had a bunch of great clients. She moved out to LA, put her on my insurance, and then we got engaged. And then in August of 2007, my daughter was born.
Nice.
Which brings us to one of your questions, which I have to is the answer. The song, wasn't there something about your kid? People raised you, takes back from birth. When you first met your kid, what moment feel like, and what do you remember? Most?
Okay, what did it feel like when you first met your kid? Yeah.
So, my daughter's mother and her family are all supportive of that other school that we previously mentioned. So I did not want my
the
child
school that shall not be named.
Yes. The Voldemort of college university.
Poison the trees.
I did not want my daughter to go through or to begin her life improperly prepared.
Like, guys, listen.
So and we were at Cedar Sinai, which is where all the celebrities have their babies in Hollywood. So I had they had me an iPod speaker docking thing where I could put the iPod on, and literally the moment my daughter took her first breath, I went over to that iPod and I pressed the Alabama fight song. The first thing my daughter heard was da, 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 da. So I took no precautions, and look where it got me today.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No good deed goes unpunished.
That's so true.
So now you've got the greatest fight song. You've got everybody glowering at you, but you're holding your daughter.
Yeah.
You're like,
wow. Yeah.
What did that feel like? I mean, did it feel like, was there any thought of like, man, things are different now? Like there's, what's the
joy, but joyfulness, joyful. I kind of always wanted to have a kid, always wanted to have a son. And I guess early on in my high school days, I wanted a son so that I could just say, "Hey, Junior, fetch Pappy a beer." And that was really to have a trained child just fetch me a beer. And then I get cursed with a daughter that won't even like.
Oh, come on!
And now here's the problem. One, she won't fill up the ice tray. Two, cereal bags. I don't ask for a lot in life, but if you're going to eat my cereal, you fold the bag back up so it doesn't. You don't just leave it out in the open.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I mean, that's.
And we're all
agree.
And we all agree about the thermostat.
Eat stale. Oh no! Let's not talk about the thermostat.
We'll send a form letter from Pappy Hour with instructions on cereal folding. Right.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
So but when I held my daughter, I mean, just like really just joy and elation, and I'm still crazy about it. She's still the most important thing in my
That's so great.
How old is she now?
She's 9 or 20.
She'll be 19 in about a month. In a month.
So, university? Is she considering?
Oh, she went. Okay, so did you guys ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My daughter, before she finished her high school years, decided to binge and complete all the Curbs. To which she started walking around saying that Larry David was her spirit animal. And I rolled my eyes. Sweetheart, there is no way on God's green earth you are in any way. All right. However,
I love her already.
So we were in Los Angeles. Okay. So had Stella in LA. Stella grew up in LA until she was 13.
My daughter's name's Stella.
Oh, see? Perfect.
Come on.
Yeah. Stella F. What's her middle name?
It's Blake. Sorry.
Francis.
Blake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Francis. So it's always Stella F. Hopton, and I always F her,
Yeah.
So she after my daughter's mother got married to a great guy, did sound mixing stuff. And when COVID shut down everything in LA, I hadn't worked in LA proper in a year,
right?
And he hadn't. So we all moved to Huntsville, Alabama. Her grandfather had passed away, and his house was open, so they moved there. And I was like, it was time to get out of LA.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation, but it was time to get out of LA.
Yeah.
So moved to Huntsville, Alabama, and it was great. We get here, and she goes to a school. She starts out at a school and doesn't like it. So her mother says, well, she's got to go to Randolph. The hell Randolph was. Found out later, Randolph technically is the snobbiest school in the state. It is the private school here, the preparatory school where they want you to go to college.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter, before we left, had her own agent for modeling, for acting, and was working and could act like the whole point of her, she had no plans to go to college.
Right.
There was never any designs to go to college because she wanted to act. So once we get to Alabama, her whole plan from the moment she got there was, I'm moving back to LA and getting my SAG card back and work. And I encouraged her to, because she's good at it and she's young, and her greatest asset is your age in that. If you've got talent, use your age. So at no point did I encourage her to go to college, and more importantly, at no point did I save money for her to go to college. Which, so now
I've experienced that dream. Both my boys have finally graduated university, but we're not out of debt for a while.
No, and I'm learning that. So she ends up towards the end of her senior year and they make you apply to school. So she applied to some performing arts school in the East Coast. She didn't even tell me she did it. So her best friend throughout most of her time there kind of stopped being her friend and got a boyfriend and was going to a performing arts school in Manhattan when she graduated in New York. And so Stella was kind of bummed by that. So then about a week after she graduated from high school, she gets an acceptance letter to Emerson College in Boston.
Okay.
Jay Leno went there. Henry Winkler went there. It's Bill Burr went there. It's a pretty good performing arts school. And she looked up where her friend was going, and her friend was going to the 12th ranked performing arts school in the country, while Emerson was the 5th.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the season where Larry opened up a Spite store next to a Spite coffee shop next to Mocha Joe's? Basically, that's what my daughter did. When she found out her school was better than the other one, she said, I'm going there. So her mom took her for a visit to Boston. She loved it and ended up going to Emerson for a year.
Oh my gosh.
But tragically, before she started her freshman year at Emerson, she started dating a young man who was a sophomore, a year ahead of her, and he goes to Auburn.
Yeah.
And so now she decided she doesn't want to go back to Emerson, and she's now going to follow her.
Right.
I like the guy.
I'm sure he's fine, but I mean, it's principle. You gotta. I mean,
that's like the 5th lowest rated school in the SEC.
Way lower when you think about it. Way lower, sir. You're far too kind to those people.
I will say my wife went there for a couple of years. She transferred, graduated from UGA. I don't know anything about all these guys, but
it's good that you like the guy and
finance major
in university.
Finance major. Okay.
Finance major. Hey,
looking out for our girl.
Pretty soon,
okay.
Pretty soon he can handle her visa bill. That's right.
There you go.
Yeah. But
he can handle the stale Cheerios.
When talking about dad stuff, when my daughter was so her mother and I separated when Stella was almost 2. But California custody law, pretty much, unless you were proven to be a detriment to the child, both parents get 50-50. There's no preferential custody for the mom just based on momness. So it's and I in no way, shape, or form was ever back then a threat to my daughter. Currently,
how much time did I burn? I feel like
currently
Auburn.
Soon could be. So I had her for a lot of half the week. So, but I was very accustomed and happy to drive around Los Angeles, and her mother can't drive for squat. So I was the one that drove Stella to all the casting and auditions. So I got to I had my daughter captivated for hours driving around. And really, that more than anything, I think was the greatest bonding opportunity for my daughter.
That's great.
During that, and this is kind of going to lead me to plug the whole prayer song thing. Music. So we're in the car, and I was driving a rental Toyota Corolla, and all it had was a tape deck. And I only had 2 cassette tapes. One is a Joe Walsh, you bought it, you name it. And the other was the Weird Al album that was basically the Nirvana one, where it's him in the water like he's the Nirvana baby. And I played Weird Al. My daughter and I have seen 3 Weird Al shows. I've seen 5 in my lifetime.
Took my boys there. I've seen them open for the Monkees, and that is one of the penultimate concerts everybody should go experience.
You guys share an amulet.
We have that amulet.
Yes.
That amulet's coming
That's
out,
right.
baby.
So when and if you're not familiar with his musical albums, usually there's a song on his albums that's a polka medley. And if you've got the kid in the back of your car, and all of a sudden, and you're bouncing up and down, your kid's bouncing up and down, and you're connected.
You can't not. It's like going to a rave. It's like,
it is.
I got to move.
I mean, when you're moving in sync with your kid like that, there's like you said, connected. There's no more connected you get than that right there.
So I was able to force my child to consume a diet of 80s and 90s rock. And the one thing I will, even though I freely admit I consumed most of all of the 80s music when it was being produced, from hip hop and rap to the rock era, all that. Like I consumed it all. I don't necessarily I do love 90s music, like, again, because I worked in music in the 90s, and I've never had this belief that my era was the greatest era of music, because I think music is always great. You just have to find it. Like anyone that thinks music currently sucks, I'm like, you know what? You say that because you're not sitting on the couch getting force fed from MTV.
Totally. I mean, anytime you're like this in that funk of like this all sucks, it's because you're stuck in the should of it all. Like it's supposed to be like this, or it's supposed to be like this, and I don't want it to be anything different. Yeah, it's out there. If you go looking for it, it's out there.
Yeah. Well, having played in so many bands is just like, well, we're not top 40, so we're not going to get played. So we'd always have to root on, okay, we got KOME in San Francisco. Let's see if we can get one of those Friday night at right before 10 o'clock. And we would get a couple of those slots, or we got a slot. And that was so cool to go, we're on KOME, man. Don't touch that dial. It's got gum on it. You know, it's so fun. So funny.
Yeah.
And then you're down in LA, so Rodney and The Rock. I mean, that's
K-Rock. Yeah, K-Rock. And K-Rock, and then there was Indie. There was an indie radio station for a while, and Timothy Oliphant would do sports, and David Lynch would do weather.
Wow,
it was really cool.
Yeah.
So LA had some good stuff like that before everything just started.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that changed music, I remember in like 1999, and I worked Woodstock in 99.
Oh, wow.
What?
And that was great. Oh, yeah. The stories on that. But I remember one day at my desk, and I just had downloaded this thing to my clunky PC called Napster. I was like, wow, this is great. I can get any song. Right. This is going to change music.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. It did change music.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Forever.
So this is excellent. I love the connections, because you and I are very similar in age, and I lived basically the same thing. And having grown up in San Francisco Bay Area, you know, that music and movies was so huge, and sports, right? Yeah. Growing up with all that. So I totally get it. Now, so in Huntsville, maybe it's slowed down a little bit as far as, you know, not like an LA scene. Or it sounds like you're just busy.
In that sense. Oh, dude. Okay, let me just a little hint for your listeners. If you're a single man of any age and you plan to move to a city to meet women, let me tell you a certain city to never consider. Huntsville, Alabama. This town is nothing but nerds and military and science and math and satellite missile defense technology, and it's all dudes and nerds.
Yes.
It's safe. It's safe. It's one of the safest, cleanest places. Like, it's a great place, but just don't come here thinking,
we're cutting loose.
Babe. No.
That's
not
so
babe.
funny.
So you're getting to know yourself there. That's good. Yeah.
But now, here's the thing.
So is it nice though that your daughter's going to be that much closer though too? I mean, Auburn. I guess Auburn's a couple hours away from Huntsville. Is that
it's
right?
about 3 or so. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's more drivable than
going up north.
Yeah. But Huntsville's great. So when I moved here, and being from Mississippi and going to college in Alabama, it wasn't like I didn't speak the language.
Right.
You know, I kind of got it. But so I had a friend in a roommate in LA. His name's Matt Mitchell, and he was taking groundlings classes down the street from my apartment. My apartment was on Melrose, and he would walk and do groundlings classes. So one night he's walking back from the groundlings, and standing out on the street doing his man on the street bit was Jay Leno.
Oh my gosh.
And so Matt did a little bit with him, and they brought him back, and they gave him a whole year as an intern on
Oh my
Leno.
Gosh.
So after that, he ended up coming back to the South doing radio, and he lives in Huntsville. So
nice.
He let me stay at his house for a couple of months until I found a place. And then so he got me a part-time job here at this radio station.
Yeah.
That a group, there's 3 different stations: rock, pop, and then a hip-hop station. And so he got me a job here, just kind of running the board when they're doing remotes, you know. And so what happened was the hip-hop station plays the Steve Harvey morning show every morning.
Yeah.
And they play it on weekends. So for whatever reason, the Enco radio system was not switching over to the local breaks from the national feed. So they had me come in and just to press buttons every morning from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. just to make sure the local, and it was fine. I was getting paid, which is fine. And then that was fine. But what happened was the guy that did the traffic breaks, he when after COVID hit and he was recording the breaks at home, he never came back.
Right.
He just recorded them at home. So the office that he had was just turned into a big junk room. Well, when people weren't here on Saturdays, I started cleaning it out. And here you see currently the office that I reside in. Yeah. And again, to go back to our 80s nostalgia, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the oeuvre of one Michael J. Fox and his film, The Secret of My Success, where he got a job in the mailroom and decided to take over the shipping. Right. That's basically what I did.
That's your life, man.
And that's it.
That's fantastic.
A man of opportunity. I love it.
So I've kind of do part-time stuff here, and I've used this for my other professional work that I do, the random other jobs. But the other thing I do, so my daughter's mother got a job with the local NBC affiliate when she moved here. And I was working for a podcast company booking guests for podcasts. It was a podcast company called Storic, and they were a offshoot of United Stations Radio Network, U.S. radio networks. And so they took a bunch of old Alice Cooper and Ricky Rackman rock interviews and made them evergreen. And then they kind of started new content. So I was working for them on a laptop. So, but my kid's mom got a job for the local station. So, one day we've been there for about 5 months. I'm like, I should look and see what kind of segments she makes, just so if I ever have to make chit chat with her, I can go, oh, I saw that news story you did on the new flower shop that opened downtown. That was exciting.
That's smart.
So I pull up on the TV, the local station, and I'm thumbing through I have the Apple TV because I'm bougie, and I'm scrolling through the app for the station, and one of the tiles comes up and it says boxing for seniors in Huntsville. And I thought, oh my God, they're letting old farts beat each other up in this town.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about, I feel like it's sick, but I also am weirdly into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is
nursing home.
It is
nursing home fight club.
It is great therapy for Parkinson's patients, believe it or not.
Is it?
You see? Okay. So I click on the button and it says boxing exercise program for seniors with Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And it's a program called Rock Steady Boxing.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this, and as I'm watching it, I'm going, I haven't worked out in 5 months since I've been here. Why don't I go volunteer at this gym and break a sweat for free 3 days a week without paying Gold's Gym or Planet Fitness? Smart. And if the cops ever figure out where I moved to, or they find out who I am, I can leave anytime and I'm not making a monthly payment.
Ta-da.
So I ended up getting in touch with the lady that ran the program. I said, do you need volunteers? She said, yes. They ran a background check. Somehow I passed. And I started volunteering.
Yeah.
And it was nice. I would go in there and, just kind of do stuff.
Let them punch you. And
one morning, I'm standing there kind of at the heavy bag, the round bag.
Oh, man. Careful.
And I'm kind of not paying attention. And one of the boxers reaches up and punches me in the face. Now, he had advanced Parkinson's. It wasn't like I got decked, but I wasn't expecting it. And so I just looked down at him. He looked up at me and smiled. And I laughed like going, you son of a gun. You knew exactly what you were doing. And it was in that moment that it really all connected. And they asked if I'd be interested in coaching. And now I coach.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
It's a national program called Rock Steady Boxing. It's probably in your community. And you're right. It is great exercise for people with Parkinson's.
Right.
So, so I do that. And then the other thing, and one of the things that did, so you do a circle, a question of the day every day. And
with the group.
With the group.
Oh, fantastic.
And so I usually get out there and I coach and I make them do the question of the day. And one of the things that I've learned, and being a former cheerleader, the good thing is I get to yell at these people. Mm-hmm. And most of my yelling is the supportive, rah, rah, you can do it. However, I've learned that a lot of them, they don't care what you're yelling about.
Yeah.
They just want you to yell at them.
Yeah.
So we sit in a circle.
Me up, man.
It's about 20% women, and they have a ringleader, and her name is Ann. And one morning, we're all sitting in the circle. Before we get started, Ann goes, Coach, when's the food truck getting here? I looked at her. I was like, ma'am, we're not a meal service provider. We're a boxing exercise program.
Yeah.
If you need to eat, you can eat before you get here or after you leave here. And I chastise her for about a minute. And I go, we will not be having food trucks. So do not ask me about food trucks. Thank you. As soon as I say that, her little buddy next to her, Janice, goes, oh, I heard you say there's a food truck coming.
Come on.
No, Janice, you heard me. You heard me loud and clear, Janice. There will be no food trucks. Don't mess with me, man. Janice. Don't mess with me. And as soon as I say that, on the other side of the room, my mortal enemy, Bill, goes, hey, I hear there's a food truck coming. So I just start yelling at all of them. I'm banging chairs. I'm screaming at them. And they're laughing at me. And on the inside, I'm laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Your friends you got to be able to mess with.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is so brilliant. That's great.
Do that 3 mornings a week. And then I don't do it as much anymore, but I also usher at we have a AA a minor league team here, the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And so for giggles, I ushered for 5 years now. I do it maybe 2 or 3 nights a week now, but I just kind of wanted to I was a Boy Scout, so I like to kind of be a little civic minded, not necessarily helping every little lady across the street, but just kind of knowing the people of my community. And so doing the boxing and doing the baseball, I feel like I get a good swath of the people of here. And it's if you want to raise a family and be in a safe place, listen, Huntsville is great. But as I said previously, if you are a single man looking to procure any sort of relationship with a woman of, you're not going to find her here.
No,
it's not.
That's so good.
So let me plug the whole thing that I pitched you guys about this prayer song. So prayer song is,
tell us about that.
It's not my company. I work for them. And basically it is a song that you create and you give someone else.
And you said you did one for your daughter, right?
I did one for my daughter and I got choked up. She acted emotionally moved by it, kids today.
But she'll come back around.
She will. Oh, she will. I can pull those strings if I need to. So basically what you do is you go online, it's $100 and you create a song, you fill out questions, you fill out things, but basically it's a gift. It's basically a musical Hallmark card that you create for someone else.
Wow.
It can be prayer influence. You can bring up God and your relationship with any higher power you want to.
Yeah.
But it can be just about whomever or however. It's you're customizing it.
Wow.
And it truly is something. It's a gift that they'll never forget and they'll never want to return.
Right.
Because you've made it for them. And if you want to, prayersong.com or YouTube, just look it up. And the reaction videos, most of the people that buy it are our age and they buy it for their wife, for her birthday, for the anniversary, and they act like they forgot the whole day. They act like she's mad, she's ticked off, and then they'll set up the camera and they'll play it, and
they'll be like, "What?" I've seen, I've seen that on a YouTube video. That exact experience. So it is totally powerful. Somebody's really just huffing and puffing, and
you got to get them set up,
and being totally silent in the car on the way to a special dinner, which is only somewhat special, not as special as she would like. And he's just giggling and puts it on, and just
it works.
And you just watch that awareness of the wife or whoever, the partner, and you just watch them melt and go, So,
and you guys know it, as parents, as dads, we are far more emotionally vulnerable than we appear to be. And reaction videos. Any reaction videos, especially if it's veterans, especially if it's a veteran that was behind home plate and his son's pitching and he takes off the mask and then his son starts bawling, or the dog when a soldier comes home and the dog is freaking out. Any kind of reaction video,
love it.
You get
over.
it. I'm gone. I'm
love
just like, don't look at me. That's dust. Don't. It's fine. Yeah.
So the prayer song thing, my connection. So my mother was a classically trained vocalist and sang in operas and perform musicals and all sorts of stuff. And I used to have to go hear her do recitals and stuff. But the main thing my mother did, she sang in the choir. And for the most of my high school days, my mother would be singing at 7 a.m. on Sundays, her vocal scales before she had to go sing choir. So my mother woke me up. I was woken up by my mother every Sunday to get my ass to church, and I did. And so there's always been a connection that I have with my mother, my parent, and I want my daughter to have that.
100%.
And like I said, I've already force-fed my daughter plenty. And I don't have a dad joke. I'm not big on dad. I'm not big on bad jokes.
Okay. No, it's fine.
I love it.
I mean, we'd always rather have.
Sounds like you have a joke.
A good joke.
But I have a joke that is at the expense of my daughter. So
beautiful.
Perfect.
It's musically related. So my daughter, one night, she was staying with me, and one night she was, I think, 7. She was 7. And one night after dinner, she goes, "Daddy, my tummy hurts." Now, her mother will run her to the emergency room for a paper cut. Mm-hmm. Dad doesn't get off the couch to get her a Band-Aid unless I see bones sticking out of skin. That's so right. Somewhere in there, my daughter hopefully will learn a happy medium on how to handle her own health issues.
Yeah.
So one night she tells me her tummy hurts, and I go, "Well, honey, drink some water." The one thing I kind of took as a parent is if you have any issues before you do anything, drink water.
Try to drink some water.
Shoot it out one of the ends, then maybe you have a problem.
Right. Yeah.
So
solid.
I tell her get some water, and then she goes to the bathroom, and I notice, and it's 8 o'clock. So I'm like, oh, I got to start getting her bath ready for her. Cause I always had to get her bath started and play the Weird Al. I had Weird Al on the iPod in the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom to start her water, and my daughter is sitting on the toilet going, She's
gonna love this story.
It's great. And so I don't say anything at first, but she goes, "Daddy, my tummy hurts." And I go, "What's wrong, baby?" She goes, "I'm trying to go poo-poo, and it's only halfway there."
Oh, yeah. No.
I don't say anything. And there's a pause, and all of a sudden my daughter starts singing, "Whoa, we're halfway there."
Yes.
And I just look at her out of nowhere. She did that, but then you have to go, "Whoa, living on a prayer."
You're winning as a father.
I don't know. Well, now here's the thing. I'm winning even more because I know I made every CD of classic. I never put "Living on a Prayer" on one. She found that on her own, and I mean, really, just
bravo, Stella.
Very proud of my daughter.
Oh my
I'm very proud of my daughter.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, honestly, better than a dad joke.
100%.
An honest little story
Thank
like
you.
that. That was fantastic.
Oh gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was what was? Oh my gosh. Oh shoot, I'm not going to remember it. Oh yeah, my youngest son walked up to my oldest son and farted on him and just goes, "One's man trash is another man's gift," and just walks off. I'm just like, what, dude?
Okay.
Where did that come from? I did never say that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So when my daughter was around 3 or 4, I was at a Ralph's grocery store, and I was getting milk out of the refrigerator area or the milk area, and all of a sudden I start feeling that little rumble in the stomach. I know I'm about to.
Oh yeah.
So I go, "Stella." She comes over, innocent, loving, trusting child. I grab her head.
Oh, come on!
And in that moment, I saw greatness because some kids,
sorry.
Nope, died laughing, died. Greatest thing ever. Yeah. And I knew that my child had the comedy gene. Yeah,
and you knew that's mine. That's mine.
Absolutely,
I did that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this has been fantastic. This has been awesome. We're going to still hang around for a second after we stop recording because we got to make sure all of our files uploads.
Let's do.
But thank you so much for being here, Alfred.
Thanks again.
I appreciate it.
Pappy Hour.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
You only get one spin around this rock. You only have so many days until it stops, and how you show up for your kids, well, that's your superpower. You might not know it now, but this is your Pappy Hour. Pappy Hour, let's talk it out, What's it like? What's life all about? Oh, Pappy Hour, say your piece. Have at yourself.